Okay, here's another couple of orchids that are blooming. They're actually the same species. So you'll notice that, well, there's a couple of things to notice here. First of all, typical orchid, 6 petals with the lip being the 6th. It has a column right there, and here's where the pollinator will land, and then there's the column, a fusion of the male and female parts. So anyway, which makes it easy, so when the pollinator comes out, it'll get the pollen stuck to its back. So anyway, so that's what's that. This one's a little deformed, but anyway, notice leaf, and on this one a little more developed, so it's pleated, and it has this kind of chocolate drop looking pseudobulb, and the flowers will come out in, well, I've heard a couple of things, but they is clearly coming out in early spring. What's interesting about this particular group of orchids, and let's say 24 species. This is a Pleione, so like the stars, a number of species, Southeast Asia, and the Himalayas. Some species will grow in the moss on rhododendrons in the Himalayas. So this is what's interesting about this particular one is that it can tolerate, I'm going to say, down into the 30s Fahrenheit. Grows in a open, let's say cymbidium, paphiopedilum sort of mix, and they'll grow, they'll produce a leaf. The leaf will actually get fairly large. This particular species is which is formosa. Lots of varieties. Very popular in the 19th century because it didn't really need a lot of heating other than the house, so it would be the windowsill orchid. So it'd do its thing and not be harmed by the cooler weather. So, and it grows quite well. So I'm seeing if I can grow them here in Colorado, in my chilly house. So, but anyway, it definitely is dormant in the winter, and some of these you can actually take the bulb out of the ground and store it. It's just not that easier to store it in a bag and just let it cool down. I don't think I need to put it in the refrigerator. Some things you do, some things you don't. If your refrigerator is in the 30s, maybe. But if it's going to drop down to freezing anyway, certainly not. But it should probably tolerate things. So keep the squirrels away from them. I had squirrel issues a long time ago. But anyway, Pleione formosa. Formosa means beautiful form, but it specifically refers to the island of Taiwan. So Formosa, well, beautiful form, but anyway, and it's not necessarily, they didn't necessarily have to name it after the island, but the species is from Formosa, probably the mountains, I imagine. And it's been grown as an ornamental for a very long time in the early 19th century. But anyway, so 2 different varieties, lots of varieties selected. This one's a little wonky. But anyway, definitely a terrestrial orchid. So there's the tag. But it could probably tolerate certain conditions. You know, if you like cymbidiums or paphiopedilums, I think this would probably grow fairly well. Haven't had too much of a problem other than like pests, like squirrels attack them. But that was a long time ago. So we'll see. This is inside. Going to be inside. But anyway, there you go. An interesting little orchid.